What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to give my early thoughts on our Week 1's matchup between our Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to give my early thoughts on our Week 1's matchup between our Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. This will be the home opener for our Atlanta Falcons and the home opener for the regular season. And a couple things that I picked up on or I noticed as I was looking at some of the highlights and things of that nature for the Carolina Panthers. The first thing that stood out to me with this Carolina Panthers team is their offensive line seemed to struggle in the preseason. And I really feel like this Carolina Panthers offensive line is going to struggle with our Atlanta Falcons defensive line because Ryan Nielsen is one of those defensive coaches and coordinators that's very aggressive. I really think in this game they're going to go after Bryce Young, the first-round draft pick for the Carolina Panthers. And because the Falcons have beefed up and added depth in that defensive line, and we have really long and tall defensive linemen, really big defensive linemen, guys like Calais Campbell, guys like Grady Jarrett in the middle, guys like David Onyemata. We have a lot of pass rushers and a lot of really big guys stout in the trenches. I really feel like in this game, their quarterback is going to be under siege. I really think that Bryce Young, because he's one of those guys that's not one of the taller quarterbacks, he's one of the shortest quarterbacks in the league, if not the shortest. I really think in this game, he's really going to have to scramble and use his legs in this game to get out of trouble, because I expect this Atlanta Falcons defense to kind of overwhelm the offensive line of the Carolina Panthers. For what I saw in the preseason, it looks like their offensive line was not on one accord. And Bryce Young, to me, in the preseason, he looked like a guy that was very poised in the pocket. But I feel like in this game against the Atlanta Falcons, he's definitely going to have to make quick decisions. He's going to have to get the ball out fast. If he doesn't, I really think that he's going to end up getting sacked a bunch of times in this game. I really feel like the only way that the Carolina Panthers could win this game or even stay in the game, they're going to have to run the ball and try to stay balanced. They do have Miles Sanders, that they picked up from the Eagles. And they also have Chuba Hubbard in the backfield, returning from last season with the Carolina Panthers. But I really think our defensive line is really, really stout. Because we have all of the guys that we have in the trenches, I really think that it's going to be tough sledding for them in the run game. But I really think that the weak link of that offense is going to be that offensive line. When I looked at the defensive side of the ball for the Carolina Panthers, their strength is their front seven. Guys like Brian Burns coming off the edge. He's like one of the X factors of their team. Guys like Shaq Thompson, their middle linebacker or inside linebacker. He's a guy that likes to come downhill, and he's a very physical linebacker. Those are two of the guys on the defense that are game changers for them. And also Auburn alum, defensive tackle that they have up front. He's one of the guys that they rely upon as well to stop the run. So that defensive line for the Carolina Panthers in the middle, they're really, really stout in the middle of their defensive line. And they're really stout or really good on the edges with Brian Burns coming off the edge. He's one of those guys that can get after the quarterback. And Shaq Thompson is one of the better linebackers as far as flowing downhill. But I really feel like the Achilles heel of this Carolina Panthers defense is their secondary. They do have J.C. Horn in that secondary, but outside of J.C. Horn, I really don't think that the Carolina Panthers are going to be able to play with our skill position players. Guys like Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith, they really don't have linebackers that can cover really well, and they really don't have cornerbacks that are really good at going after the football. Other than J.C. Horn, they really don't have any cornerbacks that I really feel like going to be able to match up with guys like Mac Hollins, the big body guys we have, Kyle Pitts, and then even the speedsters like Scotty Miller, Bijan Robinson coming out of the backfield. I really feel like in this game, they're going to struggle to stop our passing game and also possibly stop our run game or stop our offense as a whole, because our offense is one of those offenses that's very balanced. We use our run game to set up the pass. But even in this game, if we come out and try to establish our passing game to open up the running game, I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons offense is really balanced this year because we added all of the weapons in the passing game. Having guys in the backfield like Bijan Robinson, CP, and Tyler Algier, that three-headed monster, I really feel like we're going to be able to dominate in the trenches, because I really feel like this Falcons team, we have one of the better offensive lines in the league as well. We have a top 5 offensive line. So I really feel like in this game, just my early opinion, after just looking at some of the Carolina Panthers preseason games, I really feel like the strengths of their defense is in the trenches, their front 7. And I think on the offensive side, their strengths is getting the ball out quick. Guys like Adam Thielen, he was a guy that was kind of like a security blanket for Bryce Young, because he's a veteran wide receiver, formerly of the Minnesota Vikings. He's a guy that understands those option routes. He understands how to come back to the football when Bryce Young gets in trouble or gets under pressure. And he's really good, has really good hands, and runs really good routes. So I feel like on the offensive side of the ball, they're going to have to get the ball out quick. And I think Adam Thielen is one of those guys, because he can play in the slot and can play on the outside. He's going to be one of the X factors for that Carolina Panther offense. But I really feel like they're going to struggle in the trenches. And I really feel like this Falcons team is going to be able to own the line of scrimmage. And you guys know how I feel about the line of scrimmage. It's usually the team that wins the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. If you're able to dominate in the trenches, usually that's the team that's going to win the game. So just my early thoughts with this game is that the Falcons just are too balanced on offense. I think we're too strong in the trenches, both on the offensive line and on the defensive line. And I just think that at this point, we have more depth. Now, also, just my quick thoughts about the coaching staff. I also think one of the advantages that the Falcons have over the Carolina Panthers is the Carolina Panthers have a new coaching staff with Frank Wright coming over from the Indianapolis Colts as their head coach, because they fired Matt Rule last season. So they have a whole new philosophy over there. So I really feel like it's going to take time for them to establish, Frank Wright to establish his offense. And then they also have a rookie quarterback. So they have a double whammy when it comes to them having both a first year head coach plus a first year quarterback. I really feel like that doesn't bode well in the NFL when you have a first time head coach with a new organization and also having a rookie quarterback. I really feel like that's not going to bode well for them in this first game of the season. I think as time goes on, this Carolina Panthers team will get better as the year goes on. But I feel like they're running into a buzzsaw, I think, in this first game against our Atlanta Falcons, because we have Arthur Smith, who's been here for the last 2 seasons. He's established the culture, both him and Terry Fontenot, that we're physical in the trenches. And now these players also know his playbook. Like, we understand that outside zone running scheme. We understand like the quick passing game, this play action, kind of like the West Coast offense that Arthur Smith runs, his own version of it. I really feel like at this point with Desmond Ridder, having a year under his belt, a year under his belt to learn the offense and having a whole offseason to learn the offense, I really feel like in this first game against our Falcons, the Panthers are going to really struggle, I think, against us. And I think they're just going to be overmatched in this game, just for the mere fact that the Falcons are the deeper team, we're the stronger team. And I think that we're going to dominate them in the trenches. But with that being said, this is just my quick thoughts on this week 1's matchup with the Carolina Panthers. As we get closer to week 1, as you guys know, our game is not until next Sunday, which is week 1 against the Carolina Panthers at home. Just want to give you guys my quick thoughts on just what I've seen so far from the Carolina Panthers and what I've seen out of our Falcons in this preseason. I really think that the Falcons, we do have the upper hand in this game, and we should be able to dominate them, especially at home. I really feel like it's going to be important that our Falcons get off to a quick and early start. Starting off 1-0 in our division and also starting 1-0 on the season is going to be huge. And also having home field advantage. We did a good job last season of winning our home games. And I feel like this is a very important game for us to start off the season at home, that we come out and win this, win that first game at home, which is a division game. So it almost counts as like 1.5 wins, because those division games are really crucial as far as when it comes to playoff implications. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on this matchup in week 1 between our Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. What's your early thoughts on how our Falcons match up with the Carolina Panthers? Personally, I think that we dominate pretty much in every category, as far as running the ball, as far as us having more weapons in the passing game, and for us having the experience when it comes to not only the players, but also having a coaching staff that's been with their players and we kind of know the scheme. I really feel like our Falcons team right now just has the edge in this particular matchup. But with that being said, this has been your boy Jew. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed, peace.